Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Look, I know a lot of people are trying to figure out, well, how do I get a personal loan from Chase? Well, here's the thing about it. Chase does not offer a personal loan directly. However, you actually can get a personal loan using their hack, and there's no hard pull on your credit, okay? So let me explain, all right? So with Chase, since they do not offer direct personal loans, what you have to do, you have to have a credit card with them, all right? And I'm gonna tell you the best 4 credit cards that you should have with them. And the reason is because these here credit cards, you can take advantage of this 2 ways with their personal loan, all right? This is how you get the personal loan, all right? With no interest the first way. Now, the no interest way to get a personal loan with Chase, and I'll tell you about some other loans you should consider as well. Going back to Chase, all right, the first thing is in terms of with Chase and a personal loan, since you're trying to pay no interest the first go around, what you have to do is apply for one of their credit cards, all right? And there's 4 credit cards I would definitely tell you to apply for, okay? So you have the Slate Edge credit card. And the reason is because it gives you 18 months of no interest on purchases and balance transfers. That's the first card. Then you have the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Now, this card is very important, and I'm gonna tell you why. With this here Chase Freedom Unlimited card, granted, it only gives you 15 months, all right, of no interest on purchases and balance transfer. But all you need is a 650 credit score to get this card, okay? Now, here's why that's important. The thing about it is in terms of, since they're giving you 0% interest on that card for 15 months, just like the Slate, what you do, you would use that card up, all right, until that 15 months. Then when you pay that card off, what you want to do is, in the minimum for a personal loan with Chase, you have to do at least $500 balance transfer on it, all right? That's the minimum, okay? Now, here's the reason why I said that. Because let's just say they give you a $20,000 credit card, okay? They give you a $20,000 credit card. The first 15 months on the Chase Unlimited card, what ends up happening, there's no purchases and balance transfers. Now, how to liquidate that card? You have a couple ways that you can do that, all right? So you can use Melio, and you can set up a account with somebody else that has a business or whatever, and you can pay it to them, and they can cash it out for you, all right? Then you also have Plastic, Plastiq, okay? And they would actually send a check as well, all right? Now, I told you there's 4 cards. Well, you also have the Freedom Flex, okay? That gives you 15 months of 0% interest as well on purchases and balance transfer. Then you have the Business Unlimited. That gives you 12 months. So using Melio and Plastic, you can also liquidate those cards, all right? Now, to be able to get access to the cash. But again, going back to the loan of this, what you want to do, once you pay that card off, what you have to do is transfer the balance of that card, okay, over into your checking account, and it has to be a minimum of 500. And the reason is because after that 0% interest goes away, then your personal loan interest rates is much lower than the credit card interest rate. So that's how you would actually get it. Now with that Chase Freedom Unlimited card, they're gonna pull Experian. They use FICO 8. So you can have like authorized users, you can have rental payments, subscriptions on the file. However, they will not calculate that. And you have to also remember with Chase, they do have that 524 rule as well. Now, some people have managed to get around that 524 and got up to 724. Now, for those of you that's confused by that, what I'm saying is that with the 524, if you have 5 open revolving credit cards within the past 24 months, then Chase would normally shut you down. All right. Now, here's 2 things that can actually get around that. One, you may have added, remember I said about the authorized user? If they looked and seen that you had an authorized user on there and they tried to count that as a regular account, because your 524, that don't even have to be with Chase. It doesn't even have to be with Chase, and they'll count it against you. All right. So if you have an authorized user on there, you have to call a recon line and let them know, hey, that's an authorized user, and they won't count that against you. Also, if you have an existing loan or line of credit, they won't count that against you as well. But you would have to call a recon line in order to get around that. If you have those 2 accounts on the credit file, what that does, and you don't catch it, they'll deny you because of the 524, even though you don't have a 524. Okay, so that's the reason why you have to be careful with it. Now, some other loans that I would tell you to check out. Now, there's a bank out there for those of you that may be able to join, is with Fifth Third Bank. Okay, it's a regional bank. Now, the reason is because they actually offer personal loans up to $50,000, and you don't have a payment for 45 days. Okay, that's with Fifth Third Bank. A lot of people are not even aware of that one. All right, another one that you heard me mention is DCU, Digital Credit Union. Now, with Digital Credit Union, I tell you, they will give you up to 60 days before you make your first payment. That's the reason why, like when I'm telling you about these loans and stuff, the certain loans I'm telling you about is because they give you a gap before you make your first payment. Like when I was telling you like about John Hopkins, right? So with John Hopkins gives you 90 days, all right? In that 90 days, let's just say John Hopkins gives you $30,000. Then you don't have to have a payment to them for the next 90 days. What can you do with that $30,000? I don't know if you're trading in the markets. You may be trying to do Airbnb. You may be trying to do Toro. You know, you may need the money for a fast flip. You know, so instead of you going to a hard money lender to borrow money to get into this flip or whatever, then being able to take out a personal loan that you don't have to pay for the next 90 days. So that's the reason why I continue to tell you guys, it's some resources out there that may give you a better advantage, especially if you're trying to get into the real estate game. All right. Now, here's another thing. Many of you looked at my Home Depot video, but you really didn't understand what I meant. Here's the thing about it with the Home Depot video. You may have to go back and look at it, but the Home Depot hack I was telling you, if you go back and look at it, is that let's just say Home Depot approves you with a 650 credit score. Like I said, you got a 650 credit score, give you credit cards with Chase, but that 650 credit score also approve you with a Home Depot, even like these here loans I was telling you about. Now, let's just say you have a Home Depot card for $5,000, all right? What I was telling you is being able to go into Home Depot and get some toiletries, and I think you better go look at the video. It'll be more helpful to you. But at the same time, grab some Visa and MasterCard gift cards, okay, and liquidate those out. Now, the reason is, if you're doing, I think it's over $299, or I think it's about $299. Guess what? If you're going over $299, they don't charge you any interest for 6 months. So let's just say you need a couple $1,000s. Again, like I said, you cannot just go in and just grab Visa gift cards. You can't do that. You actually have to make a actual product purchase in order to do it. But like I said, go look at the video, and it'll be more understanding to you. Now, Another place for you to get a personal loan is with Connectus Credit Union. And the reason that I'm choosing them is because they use a FICO 9, a TransUnion FICO 9 for their personal loan. However, whenever I tell you about these credit unions, best believe that hard pull that those credit unions use, you can use it not only to get that personal loan, but also use that hard inquiry. I usually give you 30 days to use that hard inquiry to apply for some credit cards as well, or maybe a line of credit. If they offered a line of credit, then I would go for the line of credit because you only pay interest on what you actually use. All right. But going back to the Chase, that Chase won't give you a direct personal loan. However, you can use those two hacks and liquidate those Chase credit cards to leverage to be able to get access to that capital. All right. And if you have any other question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.